So, lying on your back in Shavasana. Just let our edges just soften a little bit as we lie on the ground. It's not something we usually do in the middle of the day. They're just sort of lying. That's a great way to just really come back into the body, come back into the present. And you can lie in semi-supine if you really want to feel the fullness of your back, your spine on the ground. Maybe try lying in semi-supine unless you're already comfortable in Shavasana, and really let the whole of your back feel totally supported. Sometimes I forget to, I'm so used to lying in Shavasana that I realise, wow, this is so grounding to have my knees lifted. And even more so, if you really want to relax, let the knees fall towards each other to support each other. But still have the arms out to the side, palms facing the ceiling, back of the neck nice and long, close the eyes just to feel the fullness of your spine, feel that support at your back. And imagine you're breathing up. So take a deep breath in through your nostrils, breathing up from the ground. So you kind of start to feel a sense of connectedness to the earth. Breathing in through nostrils, maybe even have a few sighs out through the mouth to begin with. So breathe in through nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Let everything go. Really empty everything out. And again, we'll take a couple more of those. Keeping your eyes closed, just to land, arrive, and soften the edges, expand and soften the edges, expand our horizons, if you like, beyond the body, beyond who we think we are, into some more expanded version, some old forgotten version of ourselves, lost in childhood wandering, maybe even. Yeah, okay. We'll move that sigh outwards into chanting the mantra Om. Just the main purpose of this is letting the sound out and feeling that vibration in your body and just purifying, clarifying, and that vibration in the body will clear out any blockages, we hope. So breathe in through the nostrils, long, loud Om on the out breath. Notice how that feels. Slide the legs away if they're not still away already. And just take your arms above your head. Give yourself a full extension. Sometimes chanting or making sound or singing when you're lying down, really, you feel the support, and it makes a much more interesting, deeper sound. So we're just extending the fingertips away from the toes, extending the toes away from the fingertips, and making the body really long. Again, expanding. Feeling that expansion beyond the body, softening the edges. Breathing in, breathing out, and just softening the arms and letting the feet fall out to the side. Maybe just rolling the legs to soften the legs a little bit as well. Just let them roll back and forth. Toes just touching that plant there. Quite nice. Okay, so nice and wide with the arms so the back to the shoulders can relax on the ground or thereabouts. So we're just going to move the arms with the breath. Make sure the back of the neck is still long, chin is slightly tucked in. Breathe in through the nostrils, fill the body with air. And on the out breath, through the nostrils now, we lift the arms up. This is all out breath. The arms come to the side. So we're starting really slowly and mindfully. Now we have found our ground. So the inhale is the arms coming up. Back of the arms reach the ground above the head, and then the exhale begins. So we're just moving or allowing the body to be moved by the breath. And the breath is very much in charge here. We're just following the breath. The inhale is coming up. The arms reach the ground. So making sure the arms are comfortable on the ground and they actually reach the ground. So you might need to widen them to do that rather than having them floating in space. We really need to reach the ground either side. The palms touch the ground at the end of the out breath, and the in breath begins. And you might want to just notice the little pause at the end of the in breath And the arms are on the ground above their head, and the little pause at the end of the out breath when the hands are on the ground either side of the body. It's a little moment of suspension. So just do that a few more times. I'm just going to. Okay. And we'll make this the last one. Wherever you are, keep going at the same pace. Don't hurry to finish. Always take your time. Stay mindful about what you're doing. And when your hands reach the ground, we're going to bend the left knee and hug the left knee into the body. So get a lovely groin stretch. Left hand on the front of the left knee, right hand on the front, or lower down, maybe on the front of the foot or on the ankle. So we're just drawing that knee into the body. So as we breathe in, let the knee come away a little bit. And as you breathe out, you're drawing that knee into the body, keeping the right leg outstretched. So we're just having a little bit of a groin stretch here. Great for if you have any kind of sciatica or anything like that. I've been doing a lot of reading up on that recently because I have a student who has that particular problem. Many of us have it even slightly, often to do with asymmetry, tightness in the back of the body and the sciatic nerve. And this is great for that, starting to do that. And then we're just going to extend the leg up to the ceiling. We're not going to push that at all because, you know, our hamstrings haven't really warmed up yet. So but pushing the heel up to the ceiling, take hold behind the left thigh. If that already feels too strong, you have the option of putting the right foot on the ground because that lessens the stretch on the back of the hamstring, back of the thigh. And we're not going to pull at all. We're just going to let the weight of the leg do the work as well as pushing the heel up to the ceiling. So we are making that effort. We are connecting with the little bit of discomfort, which will be there, because there's always an edge to find. And then we soften that edge. Some of us, if you have more openness there, you can take hold, and you can take hold easily behind the calf, then you can do that. But, you know, don't overdo that. Breathe. Most importantly, bring your focus of attention to your breath. And then you breathe out, feel that edge softening, you know, that kind of dissolving feeling that we get from our yoga practice sometimes. And then bend the knee. We're going to come into a fairly strong stretch. So give it a little squeeze. Put the right hand onto the left knee. Left arm goes out to the side, out to the left, just to create that little twisted feeling. Breathe in. And we take the knee right over the body, over to the right. And we look down the left arm. So just enjoy that feeling. Getting a lovely twist in the spine. Let the weight of that arm just drop onto the outside thigh. We're not pushing at all. So the knee is kind of working its way to the ground, and the left shoulder may have lifted off the ground. We're letting that release down to the ground, and it'll be helped by that movement of the head looking over the left arm. So really take it as far as you can. So you create this beautiful twist from the top of the head right to the base of the spine. And we help that along with the breath, with the deepening of the breath. So breathe in deeply. Feel that in your back, and then breathing out, feel the twist increasing. Breathe out fully, empty everything out, drawing the belly button back towards the spine. Empty, empty, empty. Now use the inhale to lift the knee to center, lift the head to center. Just give that knee a little squeeze into the body again. And we're going to place that foot on the ground and slide the leg away. See how that feels. Take a moment to notice the difference. Okay, now we bend the right knee into the body, right hand on the front of the knee, left hand lower down on the leg, on the front of the ankle or on the foot. Breathe in, take the knee away slightly. Breathing out, draw that knee into the body. Really give it a good squeeze, as if that knee is wanting to reach the armpit there. Breathing in, take the knee away, soften everything. Breathing out, make that bit of effort, squeezing all the breath out, drawing that knee into the body. Now extend that right leg up to the ceiling. So push the heel up and take hold, maybe interlinking the fingers behind the right thigh. Again, if that's too strong for you, put that left foot on the ground. Very simple little volume control. Keep pushing the heel up to the ceiling, drawing the toes toward you to get that emphasis on the back of the thigh there. And you can take hold behind the calf if that is comfortable for you. Don't push or force that. And this really just letting the weight of the arms just kind of or the weight of the hands just rest on the back of the thigh or the calf. And focus on your breath. Notice when you extend the out breath how there's more time for your body to respond. This is what we're looking for. Now bend the knee. We're going to come into a lying twist this side. Those of you who've got the foot on the ground, slide that leg away. Put the left hand onto the right knee. Extend the right arm out to the side. Breathe in. As you breathe out, take the knee over the body, over to your left. And at the same time, just looking down in the opposite direction, down your right arm. So just letting the weight of that left hand just rest on the outside of the thigh, just to help that along, to guide it along without pushing or without forcing. Looking as far over, take the head right over as far as you can with the neck, over to the right. And breathe. Breathe in deeply. Feel your beautiful twist in your spine as you breathe in. And lengthen the out breath, drawing the belly button back towards the spine. So releasing, releasing. So much going on here. This is quite a strong twist, so you're getting a lot on the spine and also onto the hips there. The sacrum. Use the inhale to lift the knee to center, lift the head to center, give that knee a little squeeze. Place the sole of the foot on the ground, slide the leg away. Give yourself a full stretch once more. And then bend both knees. That's going to feel good. Yeah, I hope so. It feels good to me. And have a little rock and a roll around, so a bit more freestyle around. Maybe let's see about doing some hip circles before we come on to a seated position. So breathing in, take the knees away. Breathing out, let the knees fall away to the sides and draw them back into the body. We'll just do maybe 3 or 4 of these. Breathing in and breathing out, circling back to the body. Letting the feet fall away from each other. So really let the knees fall away. One more that way. Out, breath as the knees fall away, drawing the knees into the body. Now we're going to start the other way. So we start with the knees away from us, but together, breathe in. And breathing out, draw the knees in and open the knees up. Breathing in. Breathing out, draw the knees into the body. Breathing in, take the knees away. So squeeze the breath out, exhale, inhale. Just do one more of these. We're really getting into the hips there, the lower back. Opening up and expanding. Take the knees, take the hands behind the knees. Have a little rock and roll on your spine. Enjoy that. Always brings a smile to my face. If that feels fun, just enjoy that. Yeah, do it a few more times and either rock up to seated or find your way to seated. So let's come into a wide leg seated position. As wide as you feel comfortable. Some of you may need to sit up on a cushion, that's okay. And we're trying to get both feet pointing, the toes pointing towards the ceiling there. Okay, we would bring the hands to the center here. And let's see if we can just turn towards the right leg. And we'll just walk the hands. We're not going to do anything big here. We're just going to walk the hands as far as we can find to go. So we find the edge of our comfort. And then we breathe in, come away a little bit. And breathing in, out, release down. As if the chest wants to meet the toes there. So we're just doing that a little bit just to see how the hamstrings are doing and also the back. Come to the center and then walk the hands over to the left side. Try and get the chest pointing towards the toes. Breathe in, lift the chest, lengthen, and take the chest forwards. And find out where you can get to. Supporting yourself, the hands either side of this leg. Breathe in, coming away. Breathing out, sinking down, releasing. Good. Now come back to the center. Let's place one hand on top of each knee. We're going to stir up things. So again, always lifting and lengthening from, and have the sternum as that focal point, dropping the shoulders down, breathing in. As you breathe out, you're leaning forwards. And then you come around as you breathe in. Breathing out as you come forward. We're going to go around a few times this way, and then we'll go around the other way. Keep lifting the chest. You will feel this in your abdominals, and it'll help you to use the abdominals together with the lower back, make it nice and long. Yeah, great for really warming up the lower back and easing out some tension there. We start again from the center and we go the other way. So breathing in, breathing out, leaning forwards, going around to the left this time. I call this one stirring the porridge. I love this one. It's so brings so much ease into that there's so much complexity happening here in the lower back, in the hips, in the sacrum. It's a kind of a big, really big, almost a spaghetti junction. There's a lot going on there, and a lot energetically as well. So then we're just going to draw the knees up. And let's just hug the knees round the back and just breathe in through our nostrils and sigh out through the mouth. Good. Okay. Now roll onto your side. Let's see if we can kind of join this all up with a little bit of cross-crawling on the ground, really, if you like. So it's cross-lateral movement. So as you breathe in, you're going to lift the right arm and the left leg. I need to come forwards out of the way of the plant. Breathing in, lift the right arm, left leg, and then lower down on the out-breath. Breathing in, lift the left arm and right leg. So we're doing opposite movements. Right arm, left leg. But it's not just lifting, it's extending. This is what makes it interesting. So extend the fingers away from the toes, point the toe, or if you prefer, you can always push the heel away. If you prefer that movement, that's absolutely fine. And you can play around with that and see which you prefer today. Maybe it's something different today. If you always point the toe, maybe try pushing the heel away. Again, really working into that back of that thigh. Don't forget the hand that's on the ground, keep the fingers spread wide. And try not to lock the elbow. Rather than using a lock, try and use the strength in the arm. If you have the elbow slightly soft, it will mean your arm is working, and it also means you're preventing the lock going into the ankle, the wrist as well. Also changing your point of focus. So as you breathe in, look forwards to where your fingers are going. You're extending beyond the horizon. You're extending beyond your body. Just feel that energy expanding in your body as you loosen everything up and breathe and bring your attention to your breath. And where the attention goes, everything follows. We'll do one more either side. Breathing in, breathing out, moving in time with your body and your breath, and breathing out. Let's sit back into the heels for a moment. Extend the arms out forwards, bring the forward to the ground, into the pose of the swan. Sit deeply back into your heels. Really send your sitting bones back. Opening up, breathing into the back body, breathing into the back of the ribs. Feeling the spaces between your ribs expand. Those intercostal muscles are getting a bit of an internal massage, if you like, with the breath. So make it really deep. Expansive. You could think of this as your wings, that you're expanding your wings. Okay, now looking forwards with your eyes. As you breathe in, lift up to all fours, keeping the hands where they are. As you breathe out, take the hips forwards, take the shoulders back, take the chest forwards and upwards. Breathe in, come up to all fours. We're going to move with this, moving from the swan to the cobra, or a kind of cobra. Breathing in. Keep those fingers spread wide, keep them intact with the ground. Don't let the knuckles rise. Breathing in is coming to all fours, and breathing out is sitting back. Same the other way. The breathing in is the lifting up to all fours, and the breathing out is the coming into the posture, into this cobra position. But we're not hanging around there. We're moving constantly. So as long as there is out breath, you're sitting back into the heels, sending the bottom back, or when you come to that out breath, you're taking the hips forward, you're opening the heart, you're taking the shoulders back and down away, maybe lifting the gaze as well. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do one more of these. Breathing in, going in time with your breath, really making that emphasis of opening the hands up to the ground, feeling the ground beneath you, feeling the support of the ground. Breathing in. And this time, rather than just sitting back, we're going to incorporate a little bit of a shoulder opener. So put the back of the right hand on the ground, breathe in. And as you breathe out, slide that hand away from you, rest on the side of the head, and then sit back onto the heels. So we've got a little bit of a sandwich, arm sandwich there. And you can rest on your forehead, or you can make a little pillow. I'm just taking that hand back and resting onto there. And breathe. So it's really great for opening up that shoulder. Good. And we're going to come up again onto all fours using the in-breath. Put the back of the left hand on the ground, breathe in. And the out-breath, slide the arm away, sit back into the heels. And just rest. Again, you can place that hand, the right hand, just sweep it to the side and rest your forehead on it if you prefer. And if your head doesn't reach the ground, just put a cushion underneath. Good. Breathe deeply. Breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. Increase that space. Opening up the shoulders. Back of the chest, back of the heart there. Now use the inhale to come back to all fours. Sit back into the heels once more, extend the arms away. I'm going to come into downward dog. So open the hands up wide, lift up onto all fours. Breathing in, tuck the toes under, breathing out, lift the knees off the ground, push back. Let's see how the hamstrings feel now. We've given them quite a bit of attention already. So let's push the left heel down, bend the right knee, push the right heel down, bend the left knee. Looking back towards your feet. Don't forget to keep those fingers spread wide. Don't forget to keep the elbows slightly soft. Keep the tummy tucked in. We're breathing into the chest. So you're making, when you tuck the tummy in, it's almost like the abdominals are flying upwards. So your waist becomes long. Your hips work away from your ribs. We're making the middle of the body really long, which means the back is expanding. Good. Now see if you can bring both the heels down. And breathe. Okay, now just lift your gaze, lift your eyes, and look up, look to your hands. We're going to take a step forward with the right foot. So put the weight onto the left foot and more of the weight on the left hand, so you've got space. You might even want to come up to the fingertips of the right hand. Take a big step forward with the right foot. So we're coming into a lunge. You might not make it in one step, that's okay, but as long as we get there eventually. The hand to either side of that foot, your chest can rest onto the thigh. Keep that leg, the leg straight, so pushing the heel back. If it feels too much for you, you can always rest the knee on the ground. And you can always come in and out of that to see how that feels. Good. Strong back leg. This is where a lot of the work is here. Now bring the left knee down and come up into a high kneeling position. You can flatten that foot behind, or you can have it tucked under. It helps your balance. You can always widen your stance as well if you're finding that difficult. Now as you breathe in, you're going to lift the arms up. Bring the palms together above the head. And as you breathe in, as you breathe out, you're taking the groin forwards, but the arms are going back. Good. Breathe all the time, opening the chest. Notice this lovely crescent moon shape we're making with our bodies. Chest is really prominent. And then we take hands either side of the foot. And we're going to just tuck the left toe under, lift the knee off the ground, and we're going to step forward with the left foot. Now we're going to step back with the right, other side now. So we're in a groin stretch, in this lovely lunge. So you need to step back very far, otherwise if it's too near, your bottom's going to be in the air, and you're not going to get this lovely groin opening that we have here. So it's almost like, you know, the strength in your thighs are really holding on to the bone, the thigh bone there. You can always put the knee on the ground. We're going to all put the knee on the ground now anyway. Flatten the foot, if that's okay for you. If you need a bit more extra balance, or if you feel it's too strong on the front of the foot, you can always tuck the toe under, that's okay. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Bring the hands together. Try and take the arms back a little bit already. Breathe in, lifting the fingers to the ceiling. Breathing out, taking the groin forwards and the arms go back. So it gets a lovely back bend. But as with all bends, forward, backwards, or even twisting, we want to lengthen. So really feel that lengthening, and that comes from the lifting of the chest mainly, really. Good, breathe deeply. Now take the hands to the ground once more. Let's tuck that right toe under. Come up onto lunge again. And then we're just going to step forward with the right foot and we're in a ragdoll. Knees are bent. So it's a soft, floppy forward bend, if you like. So it's really just about releasing the upper part of the body from the waist upwards. It's all hanging forwards, zeroing out. And that's the work here. Breathe into the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. Let's come to standing slowly. So we leave the head heavy, leave the arms heavy, bring the focus of attention to the base of the spine. Imagine there's an invisible thread that's lifting us up. We keep the knees bent, we leave the arms heavy. Try and keep the knees bent the whole time. So we feel this sense of rolling up through the spine till the chest lifts, the shoulders sit back in place. The head lifts like a helium balloon going upwards, feet sinking down into the ground. Okay, let's lift the shoulders up, breathing in, hold the breath in for a second, then out through the mouth. Good, and again, breathe in, and out through the mouth. And again, one more time, breathing in, squeeze the tension out of the shoulders and out through the mouth. Release, okay. Shoulder circles, take the left foot forward, right foot slightly back. It's a smallish sort of stance there. And again, knees are both quite soft. Left hand goes onto the left hip. And let's hold onto the fingers lightly. So it's not a fist, it's like a very soft fist. And we're going to do these lovely arm circles. So you might want to first of all just check you have the room by taking a big circle around. And now we're just going to swing. Get a bit of momentum going. All the time we're breathing in and out through the nostrils, so there's no tension here. And once we've got a bit of momentum going, we can do the arm circles backwards first of all. Big circles, keep breathing in and out. There's a tendency to want to hold the breath, and this is just going to cause tension. We want to keep it really soft. And then we just swing the arm again, and we're going to go forwards now with the arm. So once you've got a bit of momentum, you can go forwards with the arm. And I just love these. These are like so releasing, so energizing. Something you could do every morning, you know, particularly if you're feeling a little bit stiff in the morning. Do these arm circles. Wow, release of energy. Put the right hand onto the right hip, the right foot is standing forwards and holding the fingers gently. So we're just swinging that left arm now, back and forth, breathing nice and softly. So keeping everything soft. And we're going backwards with the arm first of all. So a few circles back, really let that wind up. Using momentum, using the weight of the arm. It's like a big windmill. And we're going the other way now. So we're just letting that swing again. Now we're going to go forwards, I think. Whichever way you didn't do, you might not have gone the same as me. Breathe in and out through nostrils all the time. Keep everything soft. Let the arms swing a little bit. Good. Let's release a little bit of this kind of unwanted, kind of clogged up energy. So feet hips width apart, the half breath, breathing in. Look up and extend the fingers to the ceiling and then out through the mouth. Everything is coming out very strongly in this ha. Okay, so make it very strong. It's almost like it's going to one point. Throwing it into a ground as if you wanted to make a big hole in the ground. Yeah, let it out. Let the arms swing. It's a strong one. We want to really sweep out all the cobwebs. So we need to make a big, very determined shift. Let's move it along. Breathing in. Move that energy that's kind of clogging you up and making you seem smaller than you are. One more. Good. Yeah. Expansive. Softening the edges. Let's warm the legs up, bring the hands to the hips if that feels comfortable. I like to do this. And we bring the heel to the backside. Just get the legs a bit lively. Yeah, it's like you're kicking yourself in the backside. That's what I like to try and do. Try and bring the heel up as high as you can behind. So energizing for the legs just to get these moving, lifting the knees high. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe in and out through the nostrils. Yeah, good. Okay, and we'll just finish with a little bit of body beating. just to wake up that little bit of energy, just to help things move along a little bit more. Lower back. That go as high as you want to, go as low as you want to, maybe go out a little bit onto the buttock. And then rubbing the knuckles either side of the lower back. All that energy you've stimulated, get that rising up the spine. So really letting it share out through the body. Dissipate. Yes, okay. And actually, we may as well do this as well because it feels so good. Let's just do these little thumps on the chest so the fingers are straight, stiff fingers. And we just pummel the whole chest area, soften the knees so you feel your connection with the ground. Feel your feet, maybe lifting the toes and placing them down. Centre of the chest and the sternum, out to the sides. And just on the sides of the ribs there, key energy points here. Releasing energy. And rotate the wrists. Both directions. Yeah, watching the hands. And enjoying that freedom that's coming into the hands. And then we're going to come into some standing postures. Okay. So stand at the front of the mat, feet hips width apart, lift the toes, place them down. Lift the heels, place them down. Really placing the feet and feeling that connection with the ground. Breathing in. To the chest, expand the body. Put the weight onto the left foot. We're going to step back with the right foot for Trikonasana. So right angles with the feet. Square the hips to the long edge of the mat. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest, open the hands. Breathing out, reaching over to your left as far as you can, then down. Make contact with the leg, that left leg, and reach up from it with the right. So open the chest. See that little shoulder kind of swivel? The right shoulder goes back and the left shoulder kind of goes forward as you strengthen and straighten that arm. Right hip stays in place, it's staying back in line. It's as if your body was between two panes of glass. You're trying to keep it in one plane rather than hanging forwards where, you know, we're not in one plane there. Better to come up a little bit actually. If you're finding you're really trying to get to the floor and your shoulders forward and your hips forward, it kind of looks clunky, feels clunky. Your feeling will tell you it's, you know, it doesn't feel, it feels kind of forced. So finding the quality in our posture, soften the knees, feel the feet on the ground. Use the inhale, maybe the bend of the left knee to bring yourself up. Exhaling, lower the arms down. Good. Bend into the right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. With grace and poise. Weight onto the right foot, step back with the left. So get your hips square to the long edge of the mat. Strong legs, unlocked knees. Breathing in, lift the arms up, lift the chest, lengthen the body. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height, shoulders down away from the ears. Breathing in, open the chest, open the hands. Breathing out, reaching over to your right and then down. Make contact with the lower leg and reach up to the skies, to the ceiling with the left fingertips. Really open the chest. Take the left shoulder away from the ear. Feel the legs are active. Every time you feel yourself pushing those knees back and locking them up, soften them, soften them, soften them. It's not a bent knee, it's a straight knee actually. The legs are more active, and you can try that if you want to. Lock the knees and see how the feet feel, how the legs feel, and soften the knees, and you feel much more evenness to the legs and feel a connection with your feet a bit more. Now as you're coming out, you can use the inhale, maybe a bend in the right knee to lift yourself up, lift the arms, lowering the arms down on the exhale, breathing in and out through nostrils always, bend into left knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Good. We're going to try Trikonasana again. Sometimes it's nice to repeat a posture, don't do it very often, but I just feel like it's a nice thing to do. See how it feels, put the weight onto the left foot, step back with the right. Okay, square the hips, breathing in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathing out, reaching over to your left and down. Reaching up with the right hand. The fingers reach up, look up the right fingertips with your eyes, turn your head. Making sure also that the head isn't lolling, the neck is in line with your spine. It's active. Soften the knees, breathe deeply. How does it feel returning? Can you go a little bit more expansive? Can you feel into the posture? Can you feel how it feels internally? Your edges softening with the breath. Use the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Bend into the right knee, bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Shift the weight onto the right foot, step back with the left. Square the hips. Breathing in, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Breathing out, bring the arms down to shoulders. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathing out, reach it over to your right and down. Make contact with the leg, pressing the front or back of hand onto the lower leg. And reach up away from it with the left fingertips. Drop the shoulder away from the ear. Soften the knees. Feel the feet. Maybe give the toes a little wiggle. Maybe lift the arches of the feet even. Feel your contact with the ground. Feel the extension and expansion of the breath. Feel your energy. Use the inhale to lift up, back up to standing. Exhale, lower the arms down. Bend into the left knee. Bring yourself back to the front of the mat. We'll have a little interlude. We're going to just do these little Tai Chi twists. So feet are about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more. Knees are bent. I'm just going to twist on our centre, just to loosen all of that up as a little interlude. Bend the knees, let the arms swing heavily around the body, letting the energy move and flow. Yeah. Good. So you unblock where we're blocked energetically, so the energy can start to move and become more balanced and even. Come to standing once more, and we're going to actually come to the back of the mat now. We're going to come into Warrior One. So feet are in a little V shape, space between the heels. Standing tall, breathing in to the chest. Put the weight onto the left foot. We're going to step forward with the right, a big step. A warrior step. So again, key part, most of the standing postures, the key part of the body really is the middle, because it's right in the center. So if you can get the pelvis in the right position, usually everything else will follow pretty well. Also the weight between the feet here is important. So the hips are level. So you need to pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Palms are facing each other, there's space between the hands. Breathing out, bend into the right knee. Knee is hovering above the ankle. So the key part of this is the dynamic, which is the knee goes forwards and the left heel pushes back. So these 2 points are moving away from each other in space. See if you can imagine that. The right knee going forwards, the left heel pushing back. But there's a connection between the two somehow. If you want to look up at the space between the hands. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. So rather than having the shoulders hunched up, shoulders are down, chest is lifted. Tummy's tucked in. Base of the spine moving towards the ground. Really feel all this little shifts, your awareness around the whole body, softening the edges, breathing into the tension, powering up where you need that extra power with your breath. Use the inhale now to lift up, exhaling, lower the arms down. Bend into that right knee. We're going to spring back to the back of the mat in 1 or 2 steps. Okay, give the legs a little shake. Just to reset. Put the weight onto the right foot. Big step forward now with the left. Big, big step. If you need to, you can widen the stance if you need a bit more balance. Right hip forward, left hip back. Push the right heel back, so you've got that even weight between the feet to start with. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Space between the hands, as if you're holding maybe a ball there, shoulders down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, that left knee now is going forwards and moving away in space. That right heel is pushing back. Get that dynamic, that connection. It's like a bow and arrow. And it really feels a dynamic pose rather than just leaning forward. You know, this is not very dynamic. Back leg isn't really working. You're not pushing into the back heel. Whereas if we kind of work with that, and you feel more grounded, you feel more stable, more balanced. Look up at the space between the hands if you want to test your balance. And it also helps to lengthen the front of the body a little bit, only if that feels okay to you. Feel the feet, feel that evenness between the left and the right foot, the weight and the emphasis. We're not gripping though with the toes. Use the inhale now to lift up. Exhale, lower the arms down. bend into the left knee and bring yourself back to the back of the mat. Let's just bounce up a little bit. So knees are nice and soft. I'm just going to bounce on the heels just to shift everything around a little bit and to reset. Okay. We're going to come into a balance now. First of all, we'll come into a ragdoll just to ease that out. So give the back a little bit of a rest. So feet to hips width apart, knees first of all start to bend. So everything is kind of going from tall and upright to just sort of letting everything soften and sink. Notice how my head starts to get heavy, the chin comes to the chest, the hands slide down the legs. We make it really easy. We breathe and let everything start to hang. When we do this slowly, it just feels so good. It's like, oh, I'm letting go of everything. I'm losing the kind of cling. I'm loosening the grip. Sometimes letting go feels quite a big ask. So you could rephrase that and think of loosening my grip on something. I don't need to hold on to this anymore. I can just soften the grip. It's still there and it will fall away if I don't hold on to it so tightly. And letting go feels like you have to kind of throw it or make a bigger, stronger effort. Let the head hang. Breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Have a little bit of a sway here. If you're holding the elbows, you can just sway slowly. If you have your arms on the ground, you can kind of just push slightly with the hands. Or you can think of it as shifting the weight from the right to the left and the left to the right foot. This also produces a sway, but let the head be nice and heavy. The neck is nice and loose, freeing the weight of the head there. Come to a stillness and again start to feel the energy in the base of the spine, all this potential, all this power, and it's traveling up through the spine to lift you and unfurl you, as if it's growing up through your very center, growing you up, rebuilding you to standing, a fresh new body when you come to standing. Let's have a little bit of a stretch here. So feet hips width apart, lift the toes, place them down, lift the heels, place them down, interlink the fingers. Let's push the hands up and push the feet into the ground. So we're getting a really big extension, expanding. How does the body feel now? How's your energy? Is everything feeling a bit more evened out already? Breathing in one more time and lowering the arms down slowly on the exhale. Balance now. So dancer. Again, a lot of opening of the chest, back bending, and a lot of focus. We put the weight onto the left foot, so let's plant that foot down really meaningfully, spread the toes out, bend the knee of the left leg, start to stand up through that left leg, and then take hold of the right foot in the right hand. You can take the outside grip with the hand or the inside grip, whichever you prefer. The inside grip is with the thumb going backwards, the outside the thumb going forwards. It's quite simple to see that. Try and push that knee down, so you're already getting a good stretch on the front of the thigh, the quad there. And try and bring the shoulder forward so the shoulders are even. Now as you breathe in, you're going to lift the left hand. Make a connection between the thumb and the first finger, this little mudra, and spread the other fingers out wide so you get this lovely connection there. As you reach that arm up, breathe in. As you breathe out, leaning the body forwards, not just the arm, and the arm is staying in line with your body. And then once you feel you've leant forward as far as possible, you start straightening up the standing leg. And then the key part of this is to try and take the heel away from the buttock. Again, this dynamic, that right toe going to the ceiling, the left arm going forwards, the left foot pushing into the ground, this will help your balance. But it takes effort, it takes strong effort. And this is what will also build your stability and strength. Breathe deeply into this. Open the chest. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Focus your mind. Breathe. Now use your inhale to come back up. Exhale, lower the arm down. So coming out slowly and with poise. Lower the right leg down. Everything with full attention and mindfulness. Let's step onto the right foot now. Spread out the toes. Notice if you're a gripper, if you grip with your toes, challenge yourself. Allow your body to learn something. Knees bent to begin with. Then we just stand tall up through the body. Take hold of the left foot, either inside or outside grip. The inside grip, thumb is going back, don't forget. Breathe in, lift the, making the connection between the thumb and the first finger, spread the fingers wide. Breathe in. Lifting the fingers to the ceiling, expand the body. And as you breathe out, leaning the body forwards, pivoting from the hips, and taking the fingers forward, looking forwards where you're going, and start to lift the heel away from the buttock. Whoa, there was a wobble. Wobbling is good. Ungrip the toes. Wobbling is learning. So if you can manage the wobble, you know, this also obviously applies to your life. You manage the wobble on your yoga mat, you'll manage the wobble much more in life. Good. Use the inhale to come back up to standing, lift the arm up. Exhale, lower the arm down. Lower leg down. Good. Let's just give everything a little bit of a shake. So the heels just bouncing on the ground, knees nice and soft, let the arms be really heavy. Yeah, just shake it all up. Good. And we're going to just, we're going to come into a little squat here. So feet are a good distance apart, feet are going out at an angle. The angle is up to you because it depends on how your knees and feet align, but they should be going in the same direction. And maybe that they're fairly pointed forward, or they're quite out to the sides, whatever works for you. Hands in the center. Let the head fall forward. Try and get your body in between the legs, or get your arms between the legs. And let the head fall forward. Breathe in through the nostrils. Let's release the back of the neck out through the mouth as well. Sigh. Good. Bring the hands to center. Let's come into these little twists. So left hand down on the ground. Breathe in. Lift the fingertips. Imagine as you breathe in, the fingertips are lifting up to the ceiling and extending. And then we'll just imagine that that arm is getting longer and longer and spiraling up to the ceiling as we rotate the wrist. It's like found something to climb up, and it's rotating up. And then it's rotating in the other direction, and as it does that, it's kind of coming back down to the earth, rotating, back down. Breathing in, lift the left fingertips. They're rising up to the ceiling, watching that with your eyes, and rotating that left wrist now, so it's spiraling upwards. Watching it with your eyes, taking the attention of your heart towards there, so the chest is looking up at the hand, and the other way around with the wrist, and it's going back down. It's all about paying attention to your body and your breath, and bring your hands both into the ground. Feel the ground there. Good. And push up into the ground. Briefly in ragdoll, knees bent, don't forget, body hanging forward. Take a deep breath in. Sigh out through the mouth. Feel that sigh come into the whole back. And slowly, as you breathe in and out now, unfurling, unraveling, leaving the head and arms till last. Keep breathing in and out the whole time so everything is nice and soft and open. Good. Couple more things now. So let's just come into our universal prayer, I'm going to call it today. So starting in Anjali Tadasana, so that's the mountain with the prayer position. So just check your feet, the hips width apart and parallel. Lift the toes, place them down. Lift the heels, place them down. Feel the weight is even between the feet. Feel the ground. Let the feet spread. Knees are soft, so just soft the kneecaps. Try not to push them back. And imagine the kneecaps are lifting up slightly. You'll start to feel the front of the thighs engage once you tilt the pelvis forward. So imagine you're pointing the tailbone or pointing the base of the spine down to the ground. Abdominals contract slightly. Then lift the chest away from this so the front of the body is opening up. As the chest lifts, the shoulders sit back. The fingers almost reach to the ground. Back of the neck becomes long as you tuck the chin in, and the back of the neck reaches up, and the crown of the head reaches up. So everything is lengthening and climbing, softening, everything's softening. Now just soften your gaze. Find this peripheral vision we're talking about. Soften the gaze. As you soften your gaze, you often find, body just sort of softens out to the sides as well. So everything is expanding, but softening, softening, softening. Even feeling the feet soften into the ground. Yeah, becoming the mountain. The mountain isn't sort of sitting on top of the ground, it is the ground. It's just something that's risen up. So you're rising up from the ground now. And with the hands in the heart center. Pressing gently together with the hands, the elbows out to the sides, shoulders down, away from your ears. Close the eyes for a moment. And just feel that connection between the palms of the hands, almost even, pressing evenly as possible. The weight even between the feet. Feel that even, steady, balanced energy. Good. Now just open your eyes softly, but keeping that soft gaze. So breathe in to the chest, to the heart center, and as you breathe out, drop the points of the fingers down. Open the hands out. As you inhale, opening the hands up, look up to where your hands are going. You watch them meet and they come back down to the heart center. So it's lovely. They've both gone this little journey, they're both going away and opening and expanding, going out to the sides, but keep that vision soft. We're watching the hands, but we're just watching in our peripheral vision kind of thing. We're just watching softly, and we can see the thumbs lifting out to the sides. Soft gaze, and we see them meet. And within this beautiful movement and breath, that we're moving in time with our breath, feel the sense of yourself, feel the sense of your own energy, feel the sense of your heart center. And notice, what do I feel grateful for today? Whatever's happening in your life, in this moment, in this day, in these days, in this week, in this year, right here, right now, in this moment, what do I feel grateful for? And allow yourself to really embody that gratitude. So you might have a thing that you can envision, something you are grateful for, or some element. And it could be a word, form itself as a word or an image in your mind, but see if you can get the feeling that's beneath that image or that word. What is the feeling, the sensation? Let's become sensational. This again softens the edges. When we feel our senses and we move away from objectifying, containing, calling, giving things labels and names and words, which we have to, but if we just let go of that and feel the sensation of something, this is often very expansive and brings us much more into our consciousness. So let's bring the hands to the heart center. Again, finding this posture. Close the eyes. Let the thumbs just gently press into the heart center, just so we can really connect with that space. And breathe. Yes, heart space where things come in and go out, and constantly there is something that's there. We may envision that as a flame or an energy or something else. What is going on in your heart right now? Okay. Let's drop the hands down. I'm going to come down to the floor to finish. So let's come into a squat just to finish. So bring the arms in front of you, breathe in, and take the shoulders back. So we're really thinking about the chest being lifted. And as you breathe out, the bottom goes back and the arms go forward. So we're keeping strong in the belly particularly. And the legs, the knees go forwards, the bottom goes back. Keep breathing in and out the whole time. See if you can test yourself a little bit just before we reach the ground. So make that bit of effort before we reach the ground. And then once we're on the ground, we're going to lie down anyway. So make a bit more effort just to finish. Extend the fingers towards the toes. Keep breathing in and out the whole time to keep that softest, softest, softestness. And breathing in and out. Slowly, slowly, slowly lay your body down on the ground. So you've really mindfully laid the body down. You haven't just plopped down, it's been laid down softly. Let's just take a moment just again to come into semi-supine. Maybe actually first of all we'll just hug the knees. So just hug the knees. Just doing the last little piece here. And place the soles of the feet on the floor in semi-supine comfortably. So however far away the feet need to be. And we're just going to rest the hands or a hand on the belly. We're going to just take our attention to the abdominal breathing. close your eyes for a moment. And the breath is coming in and out through the nostrils. But really think about breathing into the abdominal area. So as you breathe in, the belly will rise. You'll feel that pushing on the fingers. As you breathe out, feel the belly is completely emptying. So you'll feel the belly button go back, 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 squeezing all the breath out. So making a bit of extra effort to squeeze that last bit of breath out. Just feel that breath is between your hands and the ground. Feel your body and the energy that is moving between your hands and the earth. Feel a sense of holding this body, holding this energy, holding it lightly. But we're really mostly focusing on the out breath. Eyes are closed, so by closing the eyes we can focus more fully on this. Breathing in. Long, expansive in-breath. Long, slow, steady out-breath. So the job of the mind is to keep the focus on the steady flow of breath. If you find your mind is still wanting to wander off and this isn't enough for it to hang on to, then you can always add in counting. So as you breathe in, count how many counts there are. And as you breathe out, count also how long the out-breath is. And then you might want to start to lengthen the out-breath. So you might want to make it a bit longer. So actively making that a bit longer. So as you breathe in, maybe you count to 4 or 5, maybe more or less than that. So if it's a count of 4 in, then maybe see if you can go to 5 to breathe out. Squeeze that last little bit out. Empty, empty, empty. Maybe see if you can go a bit longer on the next out breath. Add an extra count on. It's amazing how much more of an out breath there is than we think. When we empty everything out, it invites a deeper in-breath, a brand new in-breath. And we sometimes get a bit nervous about breathing out fully in a kind of psychological way because maybe we're holding on and maybe we don't think there's going to be another in-breath, but there is going to be another in-breath. So feel free to completely empty out. Just feel the body, how it responds to this, how your energy is responding to this. And then we'll just let go of everything and just allow the breath to be very, very much at ease. Just move into a few moments of complete relaxation. So commit yourself to relaxing now, just for a minute. You can change your position. You can come into Shavasana by sliding the legs away, taking the arms away from the body, or staying where you are. Whatever feels most appropriate for you. And just softening your breath, feeling the breath coming in and out through the nostrils. Being at ease. Feeling the ground there, feeling your breath moving. Just feeling that energy. Feeling yourself as energy. Breath coming in and breath going out. Breath is moving in and out through the nostrils, soft and easy. Body is relaxed on the ground. Softening and melting into the ground. So we come back from the relaxation, back into the day. Let's deepen the breath. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils. Maybe sigh out through the mouth. Yeah. Okay, let's start to move the hands and feet, arms and legs. Let's start to stretch and move and energize the body. Coming back to life, revivifying, coming back to life. Yeah. Deepen your breath. Maybe give yourself a full stretch. Maybe hug your knees. Do whatever you feel is useful for you to come back to, from an interior space to an external space, to deal with whatever the day is bringing to you. Deepen your breath. Yeah. And slowly make your way to seated. Okay. Good. So just become aware of the space around you, the sounds around you. And let's rub the palms together. Let's finish with our Sankalpa. Yeah. Make some heat and energy between the palms of the hands and place that heat and energy over the heart center. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Bring your focus back to the heart. Let's see if we can keep a bit of our attention in the heart today. And bring to mind your Sankalpa, your intention, your promise to yourself. Positively framed sentence, either for today or this week or however long. And say that to yourself. It could start with something like I am, or I can, or I will. And give it a smile if you want to give it extra power. Even if it feels silly to do so. You can try. And relax. Good. Namaste.
Namaste.
Good.
You